Thank you. I now recognize the representative from Nevada, Ms. Titus, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't know if these things work. All right, I'll back to thank you. All right, just taking a little different tack. We've seen Russia launch information attacks and European countries that are in sensitive political context, and we've seen it in Georgia, we've seen it in Moldova. It's also extended to NATO countries like Romania in their recent election, and all these attacks are aimed at causing confusion. They deepen political and social divisions, they destabilize societies, and the ultimate goal is weakening NATO, I believe. So, Ambassador Smith, I'll start with you. Can you tell us how NATO is working with allies, partners, and private sector actors to kind of identify, expose, and address and combat this foreign disinformation that's coming from Russia?
Thank you very much, Representative, for raising Russia's hybrid tactics. They use a variety of tools to try and divide societies from within and divide Europeans from each other and Europe from the United States. They fly into NATO airspace. They use disinformation campaigns. There have been incidents of sabotage where suddenly we've seen arson attacks of warehouses full of weapons destined for Ukraine. We've seen undersea cables cut. So this is a standard playbook on the part of the Russians. NATO has increasingly turned to improving and strengthening its toolkit. We have better cybersecurity tools. We now exercise and train to test where we would hit that Article 5 threshold under some potential hybrid attack from Russia. We have better surveillance in the Nordic-Baltic space, looking for incidents where they're about to clip another undersea cable. So NATO is the place where we can work hand in glove with our European allies to get a stronger and better toolkit to deal with Russian gray zone tactics.
I'm glad to hear we're doing those things, but at the same time, we're eliminating the Global Engagement Center. Can you address how that might work to our disadvantage?
Well, that's unfortunate because right now in the U.S. government, it seems that this administration is not placing any importance on those types of efforts to combat disinformation stemming from not only Russia, but Iran, from China. These countries work together to share messages, to learn from one another in how they promote these pieces of disinformation. And the U.S. traditionally has been a leader in helping allies understand how to counter those efforts. But right now, with the elimination of the Global Engagement Center, we will likely not be the beating heart of those efforts going forward.
I agree with that.
Can I add one thing on that, ma'am? The Trump administration didn't get rid of the Global Engagement Center. Congress did. You allowed its authorities to expire last December. I agree, it's a mistake. But what the Trump administration has done is gotten rid of the Voice of America and most of the other distribution systems, which is a mistake. That tells the truth about America for people to hear. When I lived in the Soviet Union in the early 1980s, Voice of America and Radio Free Europe are what you could hear there to hear the American story. So I'm disappointed in the Trump administration for that, but I don't blame them for the Global Engagement Center. You and Congress allowed that to expire in December of last year.
I didn't. Don't say I did, but yeah, some did.
You.
Okay. Well, you have done a few things too. Let me ask you this, shifting over here to you, Admiral. Excuse me for saying General. We're fixing to go to the NATO summit in The Hague. Now, we've got two allies in a part of the world that needs more and more attention, the Eastern Mediterranean. So many things are happening in that area, from Israel, Syria, Lebanon, you name it. We got two NATO allies there. We got Greece and Turkey. Greece is a friend. Turkey is not such a reliable ally. What's the message we should be sending to Turkey when we go to The Hague next week?
Look, I agree with you, and I'm glad we're selling Greece F-35s. I think we should continue to sell Greece significant weaponry as necessary so they can do their job securing the age and southeastern Europe. Turkey needs to get a strong message from us that they should not be eligible for the F-35 until they completely give up the S-400. I'm very concerned that the administration is going to remove one little part, direct the movement of one little part from the S-400, and then say Turkey can buy F-35s. That's a mistake. Turkey needs to be held accountable for its bad decision-making on the S-400s and on its support for Hamas. And I think that's the strong message that needs to be delivered by the administration in The Hague and elsewhere.
Thank you. I yield back.
I now recognize the representative, Ms. Kim.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Chairman Self and Ranking Member Keating, for holding today's